it looks to me like a lot of the J6 stuff the stuff that happened on J6 was pre-conspired. Like, there's evidence to believe that even Ashli Babbitt's death was, like, part of an orchestrated plan. Do you think that's true?
I know that John pushed her through into the window when they got into the Capitol. I know that he had pushed her up to the front, and I know that he was quoted by I think it's like Sky News and a couple other media outlets to get sensational footage on January 6th. He had corresponded with CNN and MSNBC and a couple other news organizations, showing them the Discord servers that he was a part of, that were basically, and I know that people say they don't exist, but like Antifa Discord servers where they were planning January 6th. John was also part of Discord servers in Kenosha and in Minneapolis, where Antifa would go in and they would basically take advantage of the emotional state of, Black Lives Matter, and then ignite a riot. And their ultimate goal was to show that the republic that we're living under was not enough to keep peace, and we needed socialism. So their goal was to show that our republic is weak. And John had done that all summer long, and then when he did it at January 6th at the Capitol, no one bats an eye. We have him on video literally saying that he's going to, literally saying, I have a knife. There's other videos of him passing out, long metal rods to different J6ers there, telling them, go up there and do that, go up there and do this, and he was just one of the many people on January 6th. He was also passing out Trump hats. There's video of him passing out Trump hats to different Antifa members, showing up at the west side of the Capitol 30 minutes before the Trump supporters even got there. So, I know a lot about it. I was part of a task force. We got the $90,000 that he was paid for the footage of Ashli Babbitt's death seized by the U.S. government, or by the FBI. And we also were able to prove that he was quoted prior to the January 6th to get sensational footage. So the media already knew that this was going to happen. He gave them proof, and then they gave him quotes. And he made it his mission to go into the Capitol.
But they didn't know that a shooting was going to happen by police.
No. I don't think they knew that was going to happen, but he knew that he showed them that it was going to happen, that something was going to happen at the Capitol. He showed them the Discord servers. He said that it's already planned. This is how we're going to get them in. This is how we're going to get them. We have 16 different camera people that will be going in on both sides of the Capitol to capture, basically patriots slipping up. So it was all planned. The entire thing was planned, and right now I'm slated to be part of the prosecution against him. But his lawyers have deferred because of quote unquote lack of evidence. As a lot of people don't know, but Michael Sanchez, he was a member of Antifa from Portland, was arrested at the Capitol. He's charged with the same things as John. From what I know is that Ray Epps and my brother John had met up prior to going to the Freedom Plaza, and they were if you look at the video of Ray Epps, people calling him, see John right next to him. He goes back and forth from the U.S. to the Ukraine.
Do you think that John's working with the FBI or working as a confidential human source?
So the only thing I can really say is that, considering that Black Lives Matter, this is kind of controversial. So the reason why Black Lives Matter Utah got crippled is because of John. When they basically outcasted him, he worked with the FBI to get a lot of their leaders arrested and charged. But he did that out of spite, and because they kicked him out of the movement, they disavowed him. So, nationally, I think Sean King came out and disavowed him as well. So he made his mission to take them down as well. So, John, if you to paint a more accurate picture around him, because the media's got it wrong, the dude's an anarchist. He's not really left or right. He hates the current system. He hates the system of government. He wants to see it fall. And that's basically all of Antifa. I don't know if you were aware of this, but I was also I was approached in October by Jade Sager. I know you know who she is.
Yes.
Yeah. So the full context behind Max was a lot of misinformation. She's an amazing woman. She came out during the VP debate in October in Utah, and she told me she was part of like a school project. And I had a lot of college students that came and followed me as I did what I was doing because they were getting cultural visas. So I thought it was that. She followed me around the VP debate. I didn't know that they had a camera crew following around John. They got a confrontation of like basically like John yelling at like this old, I don't know why he attacks elderly people, but yelling at this old man who walked up to him with like a cross. And I got in front of him and the old man, and I started like yelling at John, and he turned tail and ran. So then after that, she messaged me on Facebook, and she said, hey, she's like, I was wondering if you'd like to meet me to go over the footage I got at the Grand America Hotel. Grand America Hotel is like this really fancy hotel in Utah and Salt Lake. So I go to the Grand America Hotel, and it's her and two producers and an agent from CAA. CAA is one of the biggest talent agencies in the country. They represent John Legend and LeBron, all those guys, and they're representing the documentary that I was in. So anyways, they showed me the footage of John talking about me, talking about the movement, talking about my family, and they said we would be very interested in putting a camera team on you and John separately as you go around and advocate across the nation. I immediately said no, and they said if you don't do it, it's going to be centered around John and through John's eyes. But they wanted to get a documentary that showed what was happening or how mainstream media and culture tears families apart. And through John's and my eyes, because we were making headlines and news stories and stuff way before J6. And so anyways, I signed a release form that gave me, or I guess like a contract that gave me rights to my likeness, my image, my words. I had rights to edit, so I could see the edit before they released it. And anyways, yeah, so they followed us.